Welcome to Discovery! Roll the intro, please.
Hordes of fallen masters, echoes in the deep. Chaos, blood and fury, destruction unleashed. Fire back, no mercy, oblivion awaits. Discovery 2325 awaits.
Welcome back to another episode of Discovery. We have 7 new albums to talk about on this episode, with Harakiri for the Sky's new album being the main event this week. It's been a pretty fucking good week in metal, so before I start, pop your favourites down below, your favourite discoveries down below, and let's start. To kick off this episode of Discovery, we descend into a shadowy abyss with a band that could very well have stolen the spotlight this week. We're talking about the French black metal architects of Dread, the Great Old Ones, and their latest offering, Kadath, released on January 24th through Season of Mist. Take a listen. This album is nothing short of a descent into madness. From the opening moments to the final notes, Kadath immerses you in a dense, otherworldly experience. Atmosphere, laden with foreboding riffs and vocals that drip with malevolence. There's a suffocating weight to this record, a soundscape so fucking claustrophobic that it feels as though the walls are closing in on you. The reduction is impeccable, balancing clarity with an unsettling organic edge. It's polished enough to showcase the fucking intricacies of their craft, yet raw enough to retain that primal, unrelenting essence that defines the Great Old Ones. A haunting blend of fucking post-black metal and even modern black metal forms the foundation of Kadath, and the ebb and flow of the compositions is mesmerizing. It really is. Each song twists and fucking turns unpredictably, dragging you deeper into its labyrinth of horrors. By the time Benjamin Guerrieri's venomous vocals pierced through the mix, I was completely enthralled by it, but it was somewhere around the album's midpoint that I found myself, frantically searching for a physical fucking copy online. A physical copy to own, a testament to just how captivating Kadath is. There isn't a wasted moment on this album. Each track feels deliberately sinister and brilliant. The intricate guitar melodies weave a tapestry of cosmic despair with occasional industrial flourishes that amplify the album's outerworldly vibe, particularly on the song Astral Void. Guerrieri's vocals are monstrous. His blackened growls and piercing shrieks radiate fury and anguish, creating an almost ritualistic atmosphere. The longer, the progressive compositions are peppered with avant-garde elements evoking chaos and unpredictability. At times I was reminded by the nightmarish soundscapes of Aperture by an Axis of Perdition, with a similar sense of creeping unease and malevolent unpredictability. Me, the Dreamer, is a standout fucking track, an unrelenting torrent of eerie tremolo riffs and manic drumming offset by moments of haunting melody. The clean guitar intro and frenetic drum fills immediately pull you into its fucking clutches, leaving no escape. The song Those from Ulfa ups the ante, assaulting you with dizzying, disorientating sections that keep you on edge. It's a track that refuses to let you feel comfortable, and that's precisely what it makes it so effective. In the Mouth of Madness is one of the album's most chilling offerings, pairing sinister fucking melodies and with vocals that sound as though they were born in the deepest pits of despair. The vocal delivery here feels almost possessed, a guttural scream from beyond the void. Under the Sign of Kadath is equally unrelenting with layered vocals and hidden melodies that emerge like whispers in the dark. While every song feels essential, The Gathering struck me as one of the weaker moments of the album. Though weak, it is relative when dealing with an album of this caliber. Even at its least impressive, Kadath maintains its fucking grip, refusing to let you go, drifting you too far from its icy grasp. Lang, clocking in at 14 minutes, is a fucking fantastic song of atmosphere, carried by haunting instrumentals that create a sense of vast emptiness. The absence of vocals for much of the track only amplifies the isolation, allowing the eerie guitars and sprawling soundscapes to do the talking. The album's closer, Astral Void, is nothing short of fucking breathtaking. It's industrial, cosmic vibe, feels like you're staring into the infinite abyss of space. Yet there's a tangible weight to its sound. The synth work here, subtle and orchestral in nature, adds a layer of majesty to the chaos, barely audible yet undeniably present. The album ends on a fucking high note, leaving a sense of both resolution and lingering dread, as though the horrors within Kadath are far from fucking over. From the mouth-watering riffs to the Labyrinth compositions, Kadath is triumph in black metal. It's dense, eerie, and profoundly unsettling in the best possible way. With its cosmic themes and suffocating atmosphere, it's the kind of album that sticks with you long after the final note fades. I'm scoring this an 85%. It's easily one of the most haunting and memorable black metal releases of the year, in my opinion. If you dare to explore the void, Kadath can be purchased through the Season of Mist website. So, check this out. Next up is the Italian band Labyrinth and their new album In the Vanishing Echoes of Goodbye, released on January 24th through Frontier Records. Take a listen. This is a solid heavy metal, power metal and progressive metal album that showcases some fantastic songs and impressive musicianship. The vocals handled by Roberto Taranti are strong, though not extraordinary, but he still delivers some incredibly high falsetto that fits the album's grandiose style. What stands out the most for me are the stellar keyboard. The keyboard works fantastic, which weaves beautifully through the songs, adding layers of melody and atmosphere. While the album leans heavily into power metal territory, it has moments that hit hard, especially on tracks like Welcome Twilight, which features a thunderous fucking outro that leaves a lasting impression. In the Vanishing Echoes of Goodbye is a heavy and memorable power metal album driven by galloping drums and sharp melodic riffs. If that's that kind of album, it's the kind of album that sticks in your head after a few listens. However, not every track hits the same level. Songs like Accept the Changes, while decent, feel more like a filler. The prominent bass line on this track is a nice touch, but the song as a whole doesn't quite land. Similar to Mass Distraction, a fast-paced thrasher could have been better in my opinion. The verses lack impact even though the energy is there. That said, the rest of the album is undeniably strong. It incorporates traditional heavy metal elements, and while might not completely hook you on the first listen, a second spin reveals its fucking catchiness. Many of the tracks are earworms filled with anthemic choruses, intricate noodling keyboard and guitar solos, and feel-good melodies. One standout is At the Rainbow Ends, a fantastic track that has classic power metal vibe reminiscent of something Halloween might do. Another highlight is The Healing, a song that captivates from start to finish with its dynamic progression and emotional depth, not to mention that beautiful clean guitar in the intro. The album closes with Inhuman Race, which is a spectacular way to end things. It's packed with great solos, powerful drumming, and some of Roberto's strongest vocal work on record. It's a kind of track that leaves you wanting to play the album all over again, while the Vanishing echoes of Goodbye has its weaknesses. Some songs drag on a bit too long and a few feel like filler. The strengths far outweigh these minor flaws. The catchy hooks, intricate solos, and overall energy make it a very enjoyable listen. I'm scoring this a solid 70%. It may not be groundbreaking, but it's a strong entry in the band's discography and a worthy addition for fans of power and progressive metal. You can grab this album on vinyl or CD through the Frontier Records website or at your local CD shop. Next up on Discovery, we head over to the US where we find the one-man band Umbersound and their new album If the Flies Could Sing, released independently on January 24th, 2025. Take a listen. This is a good album overall with some strong songwriting and solid vocal work. Umbersound is a melodic doom project helmed by Joe D'Angelo, who is also a member of Grey Skies Fallen, another doom metal outfit. If you enjoy melodic riffs, slow-paced tracks, and predominantly clean vocals with a tone that occasionally resembles a rougher Warrell Dane, this album might be worth your time. However, there are some noticeably inconsistencies that hold it back from greatness in my opinion. The reduction, while raw and organic, feels underwhelming especially for melodic doom metal. While some may appreciate its unpolished quality, which I also do appreciate, it could have benefited from a more refined approach to better highlight the intricate instrumentation and atmospheric moments. The album starts off slowly, and while there are crushing guitar riffs and anthemic choruses scattered throughout, it takes time to truly find its footing. D'Angelo's vocals, while decent, require some adjustment. They don't immediately grab you, but they start to grow on you by the third track. Songs like the self-titled If the Flies Could Sing showcase some excellent songwriting with a dark atmospheric vibe and a clever use of sound effects such as the unsettling buzz of flies. The lyrics add a haunting edge, reinforcing the album's melancholic themes. The introduction of death growls on tracks like Atmos Ritual adds a welcome layer of heaviness, with the sound of Umber delivering some truly insane death doom growls. These moments are undoubtedly highlights of the album. The sound of Umber stands out as my favorite fucking track for its balance of aggression and melody. Spines on the Shore is another standout, reminiscent of something Never Fucking More might have done, with great melodic hooks and tight songwriting. Tracks like The Circle of Maze and One Suffers, One Withers continue to deliver strong melodies and haunting atmospheres, but the album begins to falter as it leans into slower, more emotional territory. While there's nothing inherently bad about these tracks, they feel out of place on an album that otherwise thrives on melodic doom's balance of heaviness and atmosphere. Songs like An Open Letter to the Silent, with its nice guitar work, end up dragging the album down in my opinion, particularly as a closing track. This pacing issue gives the album a disjointed, almost bipolar feel, which diminishes its impact. Ultimately, I'm a bit torn on If the Flies Could Sing. There are some excellent fucking tracks that showcase D'Angelo's talent as a songwriter, but the inconsistencies in tone and pacing coupled with the raw production hold it back. Some of the slower emotional songs simply don't fit within the album's framework, making it feel uneven. Sorry, I'm scoring this a 65%. While there's definitely promise here and the stronger tracks are worth revisiting, the album as a whole doesn't quite stick the landing. If the production had been more polished and the tracklist more cohesive, it could have been a much stronger fucking release. That said, if you're interested in Umbersound, you can find it If the Flies Could Sing on Bandcamp as a digital release. Let's switch things up and dive into some metalcore, or at least something resembling it. Swedish band Knogjarn, that's how you pronounce it, dropped their new album Bly on January 24th, 2025 through Indie Recordings. Take a listen. What's labelled as metalcore, Bly pushes genre boundaries in interesting ways, blending elements from various styles and delivering a sound that's both captivating and unconventional. From the outset, Knogjarn keeps things fresh with catchy melodic hooks and anthemic choruses. There's a surprising mix of influences at play here, with moments that dip into new metal territory, leaving me questioning at times whether this is even metalcore. In fact, Bly isn't listed on Metal Archives, so the purists would argue it's not real metal, but I beg to differ. This album has plenty of heavy groove-laden riffs and hard-hitting breakdowns that would make even the most traditional metal fan take notice. The album's harsh vocals are a standout, delivering plenty of aggression and raw energy. The clean vocals, on the other hand, leave something to be desired, in my opinion. While they're serviceable, they lack the polish or emotional depth that could elevate the songs even further. That said, when the breakdowns hit, they hit fucking hard. Ingen kommer in, pack a punch, and even bring to mind Slipknot's earlier ferocity with the rhythmic intensity and gritty delivery. The songwriting keeps things dynamic with unexpected twists that occasionally venture into experimental territory. For instance, Bli Ella Penga features a strange but oddly effective rap section which adds a layer of unpredictability to the album. Min Stad is another solid track showcasing some of the album's most memorable melodic hooks. These moments of genre blending make Bly stand out, even if it doesn't always stick the landing. One of the album's strengths is its willingness to experiment with different styles, throwing everything into the blender and seeing what sticks. At its best, Bly delivers energetic, groove-heavy anthems that demand repeat listens. However, this same experimentation can occasionally feel scattered, leaving some tracks lacking cohesion. The band's ambition is admirable, it really is, but it sometimes feels like they're juggling too many fucking ideas at once. The production on Bly is solid, leaning into the raw edge that suits their aggressive style, but it could benefit from a little more refinement. The band delivers plenty of heaviness and memorable hooks. The inconsistencies in vocals, performance, and the occasional lack of focus keep it from being a top-tier metalcore album. That said, if you're a fan of genre blending metalcore with a dash of new metal, this is worth checking out. I'm scoring Bly a 65%. It's good but not great, an album with potential that doesn't quite realize all its ambitions. If you're interested in giving Knogjarn a listen, you can purchase the album on the Indie Recordings website or Bandcamp. Next up on Discovery is the US band Fleshbore and the crushing sophomore album Painted Paradise, released on January 24th, 2025 through Transcending Obscurity Records. Take a listen. This album is an absolute technical onslaught, delivering some of the most intricate and chaotic compositions I've heard in recent memory of all year as well. While it's intensely technical with machine gun drums and mind-bending guitar work, it doesn't sacrifice melody, which makes Painted Paradise more than just a technical showcase. It's a true display of songwriting prowess. The vocals are monstrous with guttural lows that shake the earth and raspy high fry screams that feel like a blade tearing through the mix. They're raw, aggressive, and in your face, perfectly complementing the relentless energy of the instrumentation. From the moment the album begins, it's clear that Fleshbore is here to pummel you into submission and into dust. The songwriting is tight and cohesive, with each track pushing forward like an unstoppable freight train of brutality. Hidden amidst the chaos are some surprisingly melodic moments, such as in the album's closer, La Place's Game. This track stands out not only for its technical flourishes, but also for its ability to weave in layers of emotion beneath the surface. Inadequate is another standout, packed with insane guitar solos and jaw-dropping technicality. The breakdowns throughout the album hit hard, but they're not the standard metalcore fare. They're death metal breakdowns, ferocious and crushing, designed to rattle your bones. Tracks like Setting Sun take the intensity to another level with vocals that seem to channel pure fucking rage, and the interplay between the instruments is absolutely chaotic yet perfectly calculated. Target Fixation is an unrelenting assault, a track that practically demands you to bang your fucking head until your neck gives out. And then there's the self-titled track Painted Paradise, an absolute fucking banger that encapsulates everything this album stands for: blistering technicality, unrelenting aggression, and an underlying sense of melody that keeps you hooked. The layered guitars create an almost hypnotic effect at times, while the drumming is relentless, like a force of nature pounding away with unstoppable precision, straight up the ass. While the album clocks in at just 36 minutes, it wastes no fucking time delivering a barrage of chaos that doesn't let up until the very end. However, the short runtime might leave some listeners wanting more, and I certainly wanted more. And while the album is undeniably intense, it doesn't always break new ground. Much of the material feels reminiscent of bands like Archspire, especially in the rapid-fire vocal delivery and technical complexity. That's not to say it's derivative. Fleshbore clearly has their own identity, but the similarities are hard to ignore. Overall, Painted Paradise is a ferocious, technically masterful album that delivers on almost every fucking level. It's intense, heavy, and relentless, but it doesn't quite reach the heights of being one of the best of the year. Some tracks, while impressive, don't feel as memorable as they could be, and the album as a whole feels like it could push just a bit further into uncharted territory. I'm scoring this a 70%. It's a solid release with jaw-dropping musicianship and plenty of intensity, but it falls short of being truly ground fucking breaking. If you're a fan of technical death metal or bands like Archspire, this album is absolutely worth your time. You can purchase Painted Paradise on CD or vinyl through the Transcending Obscurity Records website or Bandcamp. Hope you enjoyed Discovery so far, because next up we've got an absolute banger. Turkish black metal band Sabhankra, that's how you pronounce it, dropped the latest album Nocturnal Elegies on January 24th, 2025 as an independent release, and it's a stunning piece of melodic black metal. Take a listen. This is a solid album through and through, packed with atmosphere, fantastic melodies, and powerful fucking vocals. From the very first listen, I was hooked. What initially drew me in was the striking album cover. Dark, detailed, and captivating. While some might argue that it looks AI generated, I say who cares? The music speaks for itself, and honestly, I don't fucking believe this is cover. I don't fucking believe this cover was AI generated. The level of detail and artistry suggests the hand of a talented artist behind it. The album kicks off with the Shadowbringer, I think it's called, an absolute onslaught of energy and intensity. The guitar work immediately stands out, delivering sharp melodic riffs that set the tone for the rest of the album. The synths subtly layered into the mix at a haunting atmospheric quality without overpowering the core black metal sound. The drumming is another standout element, relentless and precise, elevating each track into a higher realm of musicianship. Embrace the Winter follows, bringing a fresh wave of unrelenting energy. It's a track that balances aggression and melody masterfully, keeping you fully fucking immersed. Heal My Shattered Heart. Very gay name, but a fantastic fucking song. Shifts gears slightly, leaning into a more atmospheric approach while retaining the heaviness. The combination of melodic guitar lines and powerful, emotive vocals on this track is simply mesmerizing. The album closes with Fading Memories, a solid track that wraps things up nicely, but for me, the Shadowbringer, yes, I remember that's the first song, remains a standout. There's something about its ferocity and finesse that just hits differently. The musicianship across the album is fucking excellent, with every element, vocals, guitars, drums and synths coming together seamlessly. The reduction strikes a great balance, retaining an organic feel while still sounding clean and polished enough to highlight the intricate melodies and layered arrangements. Sabhankra delivers exactly what you'd hope in for melodic black metal. The melodies are breathtaking, the performances are tight, and the album flows effortlessly from start to finish. While it doesn't necessarily reinvent the wheel, it executes its vision with precision. That rhymes and passion, making a highly enjoyable listen. With that being said, I'm scoring Nocturnal Elegies and 80%. It's a solid album with finesse, brilliant vocals and captivating melodies that make it stand out. If you're interested in Sabhankra, you can grab Nocturnal Elegies on CD or vinyl through their Bandcamp page. This is definitely one to add to your collection. And now, just let me have a little sippy. Oh, beautiful. And now the main event for this week's discovery, the Austrian post-black metal band Harakiri for the Sky and the brand new album Scorched Earth, released on January 24th, 2025 through AOP Records. Take a listen. For those who may be unfamiliar, Harakiri for the Sky has been a cornerstone in the post-black metal scene for years. While I don't often explore... Well, do apologise, the light fucking went out. What am I going to do? Okay, we're going to just carry on right now. For those who may be unfamiliar with Harakiri for the Sky, it has been a cornerstone in post-black metal scene for years. While I don't often explore post-black metal on Discovery, with a few fucking exceptions like Alcest, there's something about Harakiri for the Sky that consistently draws me in. Their 2021 release, Mir, even earned a spot in my Albums of the Year list. So, naturally I was eager to see how Scorched Earth stacks up against its predecessor. Right from the start, it's evident that Scorched Earth offers a slightly different experience while retaining the hallmarks of their sound. Matthias Solak and JJ have crafted an album that feels more concise and focused compared to the sprawling double album we got from the last one. There's an emotional weight to this release that feels sharper, and the willingness to experiment, particularly with vocal techniques, adds a fresh dimension to their music. The guitar melodies are as intricate and emotive as ever, striking a balance between sorrow and power. Meanwhile, the percussion is thunderous and commanding, driving the songs forward with an urgency that demands attention. The production is pristine, allowing every element to shine, from the punchy drums to the layered guitar distortion. The riffs carry distinct post-metal feel with a subtle glimmer of hope woven into darkness, almost as if the music is searching for light at the end of a long tunnel. One of the album's standout features is its collaboration, which adds unexpected textures to the tracks. The song Heal Me showcases the contribution of Australian DSBM band Austere, delivering an intense, emotionally raw performance bolstered by blast beats that are as ferocious as they are exhilarating. Too Late for Goodbye stands out as one of the most emotionally charged songs on the album, featuring ethereal, clean vocals from Svalbard's angelic female singer, which contrasts beautifully with the track's heavier sections. Then there's Street Spirit featuring Groza. While haunting in its atmosphere, the song feels more like a Groza track than a Harakiri for the Sky one, with its slow, doomy pacing and clean vocals dominating throughout. Ending the album on this note feels somewhat anticlimactic as it lacks the emotional weight one might expect from the closer. Lyrically, Scorched Earth is just as raw and poetic as you'd expect from Harakiri for the Sky. The themes delve into sorrow, regret, suicide, and existential pain, echoing the despair commonly found in DSBM. Tracks like With Autumn I Surrender and I was just another fucking promise you couldn't keep are drenched in heartbreak and beautifully convey the turmoil JJ expresses through his vocals. His raspy, aggressive delivery captures the anguish of the lyrics with moments of experimentation, like sharper shrieks and more guttural aggression, that add to the emotional intensity. The repetition of certain words, like his visceral emphasis on fuck, amplifies the rawness of this fucking performance. Some of the album's most memorable moments come from its instrumental flourishes. The piano work on Keep Me Longing is subtle yet impactful, and the addition of violin in the same track elevates the melancholy atmosphere. The guitar melodies throughout the album are hauntingly beautiful, with intricate lead work that underscores the emotional depth of the music. Songs like No Graves But the Sea and With Autumn I'll Surrender take you on an introspective journey full of sorrow, yet tinged with fleeting moments of hope. However, Scorched Earth is not without its flaws. While it features some incredibly infectious fucking melodies and moments of brilliance, it doesn't quite reach the heights of their early works like Trauma and Aya Kagara. The inclusion of clean vocals in certain tracks, while fucking interesting, feels slightly out of place within Harakiri for the Sky's established sound. While experimentation is commendable, these moments can feel jarring and disrupt the album's overall flow. Despite these shortcomings, I didn't expect to hear clean vocals in Harakiri for the Sky. But yeah, despite these shortcomings, Scorched Earth is a solid album that further cements Harakiri for the Sky's position as one of the most emotionally evocative bands in post-black metal. It may not surpass the other albums, maybe not even Mir or the earlier masterpieces, but it's still a journey worth taking. I'm giving it a 75% at the moment. A very good album that showcases the band's strengths while leaving room for growth. Harakiri for the Sky continues to masterfully blend anguish and melody, and I'm eager to see where they're going to take the sound next. If you're interested, you can buy this album on Bandcamp or through AOP Records website. I personally bought it through Bandcamp. So yeah, very good album. So So that's it for Discovery for this week. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Do apologise about the light that went off. But yeah, what do you expect? We're in Tarry Glen. There's no electricity here. It's like a nuclear site. Let me know in the comments below your favourite discoveries. It's been fun, and I'll see you in the next one.